I've just been playing around with Chat GPT and Dall-E 3 to create composition notebooks. Now I have some examples here on what I just created, which I'm quickly going to share with you. Then I'm going to show you exactly what I did to actually create these. Now if we take a quick look at these, they look really nice. Now the whole lot is floral themed as well, and all with a unique twist. Now if we take a look at this one, looks really nice. I really like the colour combination with the roses and the water droplets. Same with this one just here. Then I have this one, which has this pixelated effect over the top, which I thought turned out really great. Then this one looks really good. In fact, they all look really good. Once I upscaled all of the images and then turned them into books like this, they all just turned out really, really good. Now this one is cacti with a space theme. Then this one looks really good as well. This is actually one of my favourites. Then we got this one, kind of wildflowers with fairies. Then this one, and this one. So as we can see, creating composition notebooks with the help of Chat GPT and Dall-E 3 look really, really great. So now let's head on over to Chat GPT and let me share with you what I actually did to create these covers. Now, first of all, I asked ChatGPT, this is actually Dall-E within ChatGPT, but I asked it, I want to create patterns that I can repurpose onto products and also turn into covers for composition notebooks. Do you understand? Just respond with yes. I then said, let's brainstorm some ideas. What are some popular niches that would work well as patterns? So we got nature and floral, animals and wildlife, geometric shapes, space and astronomy, cultural and ethnic, retro and vintage, food and beverages, seasonal and holiday, abstract art, sports and hobbies, nautical and beach, children's themes, music and instruments, mandala and spiritual, and urban and street art. Now I then went on to say, let's go with floral. Let's come up with 10 hot floral niches for women. And then I got tropical florals, romantic roses, wildflower meadows, succulents and cacti, cherry blossoms, lavender fields, vintage botanicals, watercolour florals, orchids in bloom, and peony perfection. I then went on to say, let's use the list above, but let's put a unique spin on each flower. So we got the tropical florals with art deco, romantic roses with water droplets, that's the one that turned out really great and actually one of my favourites, wildflower meadows with whimsical creatures, succulents and cacti in outer space setting, cherry blossoms in night scenes, lavender fields with vintage script overlay, that one actually turned out really great as well, vintage botanicals with modern abstract elements, watercolour florals with digital pixelation, orchids with monochrome palette, and the peony perfection with an Art Nouveau style. So this is where I went on to say, let's just create these images as a 1 by 1, which is a square, and let's create number 1. I did that for 1, 2, 3, the whole list, and this is what I got. Now some of these didn't actually turn out that great, as we can see. With this one it actually split the image just there. So I tried doing it again, but it kept trying to split the image. Now that's not too much of an issue, because with a 1 by 1, once you stretch it out onto an 8.5 times 11 cover, you're not going to use all of that image. So in fact, I actually used this one and then kind of cropped that bit off, and it turned out perfectly fine. But as we can see, creating patterns or things like that here in Dall-E turn out really great. Now this is one of my favourites as well, with the moon in the background and the pink and white. Then this is that lavender with that script, which turned out really nice as well. And then we have all of the others. Now, to actually turn these into covers for composition notebooks, you need to upscale them. Now, the place where I upscale is bigjpeg.com. So all you want to do is come in, download your design, come over to BigJPeg. Now, you don't have to use BigJPeg. There's thousands probably of different upscalers that you can use. This is just one of my favourites that I've been using for a very long time. Now, all I do is drag this in. They do also have a free plan as well. I do pay for the paid because it's fairly cheap, but you can get away with using the free version. On BigJPeg, you just can't bulk upload. But nonetheless, once I put them into BigJPeg, I click Start, I do a 4x upscale, and then I click OK. Now, once this is done, I then take it over to Canva. Now, quick side note, I just quickly want to say, with these covers just here, would I go ahead and go and sell these? Probably not. Now, why is that? Well, there was no niche research put into this. So if I were to create actual composition notebooks, which I would go on to sell in Amazon, I would do research just first. And then with that research, I'd come back over to Chat GPT, and then I'd get Chat GPT and Dall-E to create the patterns round that research. This video just here is just an example of what I've been doing, just playing around with Chat GPT. But please remember that if you are going to create covers to sell, please do some research first to see what's in demand, to see what people are actually searching for on Amazon in regards to composition notebooks, and then use that information in here with ChatGPT to actually create your covers. So, with that being said, now that this has been upscaled, I'll then download that, come back over to Canva just here. I'd come over to a folder, take that image, drag it right in like so, and I'd do this for every single image. Now remember, with BigJPeg, if you do pay for it, you can bulk upload, so all the creations which you create, you could create them all in one, download them, and then bulk upload them as well. But then, once I've got all the images here, that's when I start creating the composition notebooks. Now with me, I like using templates. Now what do I mean? I mean this would be a template which I'd have here in Canva. Then with this template, anytime that I'd want to use it, I could simply go to File, make a copy, and then start creating from that. Now that way, if you create a template, which you can use over and over again for your cover, you're not going through exactly the same steps every single time that you want to create a composition notebook. Now with this template, or this book cover template, I actually got this from Tangent Templates. This is something which I've been using for absolutely years now, and it's a lifesaver if you're trying to publish low content books. They have interiors, a Tangent Designer, the KDP helper, so this is what I like to use. I plug in the dimensions of my book, which is a paperback. It's an 8.5 times 11. Let's go with 100 pages. Yes, it has bleed because 9 times out of 10, if you're creating a composition notebook, the interior lines go all the way to right of the edge of the page. If you have graphics or lines that go to the edge of the page, then your interior needs bleed. But then I click continue, I scroll down, and I've got the dimensions here, which I need for the actual size of the book cover, and then I have that template just here. So if I download this, come back over to Canva, then take this, let's plug that on there. I then have the template which I can use to make sure everything's lined up. I've then just got this, which is just a little box which was easily created. You can do this with rectangles, so if you click R on your keypad, you're going to get a little square like this. Now with this, you can turn into this quite easy. So if we come up to here to the left, change that colour to white, then if we go onto the border style next to it, increase that border weight by, let's say 5, then we can play around with the rounded corners as well, like so. we can make smaller. We can drag this along so it's a little bit like that. We can then click L on the keyboard, which is the shortcut for lines. So if I click L, we're going to get a line. We could copy that a few times, put that underneath, copy again, put that underneath as well. And then to clean this up, we want to drag over all three, go to the three dots, we can go to space evenly, go to vertical, and now that's all cleaned up as well. And then all we'd have to do is drag the sides, make shorter, and put over the top, and then some writing as well in the form of composition notebook. But once you've done that, and I've also put a little spine on here as well, which again is the rectangle. So if I click R again, we're going to get that box. We could make that thinner like so, and then just put that over the spine of the book. But once you've done all that, and you've created a template like this, all you have to do is go to the template, copy and paste. Now we have two, and then you can work on this one. So you can take your design, you can lay that over the top like so. We can make it to fit. Then we can just pull it down like this, make sure it's all centered. We can then take that, push to the back, and there we go. Now what I like to do is just take this again, copy the image, paste it like so, move it over, then flip that image around and make sure that's lined up like there. Let's just move that over a little bit, push to the back, pull up a little bit, and there we go. And then if I wanted to do another one, I can just take that template, paste it like so, come in, take the next image, put that over the top, stretch it out a little bit, make sure it fits, push to the back, and rinse and repeat. So as you can see, creating composition notebooks is fairly easy, and now using Chat GPT along with Dall-E 3, you can actually create some really nice designs. Just remember that if you are going to try and create composition notebooks to sell over on Amazon, please do some research first on Amazon to see what's in demand and to see what people are searching for, because all this was just done on a spare of the moment thing, just playing around to see what I could do. But again, if we take one more look at these images, they actually look really good. So this is one of my favourites. I really like this pixelated effect on like the vintage style flowers. And then we have this one, which again looks really, really great. This one, that's the same one. Then the lavender with the script writing behind it. This one as well. This is one of my favourites with the cacti on the space background. And again, they do look really, really good. So if you're interested in creating composition notebooks with the help of Chat GPT and Dall-E 3, go ahead and give it a go. Now, if you liked this video, then please give me a thumbs up, as it really helps out the channel. And if you're not too sure what to watch next, then click right here and have a watch of this.